Greetings, Legionnaires, and welcome to another movie commentary. My name is Jimmy, and I am joined by Levi this time. Oh my gosh, I'm not alone doing a movie commentary. Levi, how are you?
Hey guys, it has been a minute.
It has been a minute. I'm glad you're here. I'm not sure, Levi, but I'm like almost positive we saw this in theaters together.
I think you're right, dude.
Yeah,
I think so.
maybe. And it was a rough summer because there was like this and The Mummy and Pirates 5 and some other stuff.
Did we see Justice League together?
I don't know if we did. I don't think so. I think I
Which
saw that with
movie?
Joe.
I wonder if is that Justice League
Could be
where
wrong.
they're playing Keep Away with the
No, wait. Yes, it is. It is where the
Oh,
keep
okay,
away.
so
Yes,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, so I think I saw that with you.
Okay, well maybe I could have seen it multiple times too. I don't
Yeah.
recall. Anyway, but today we're going to be watching Wonder Woman together. So if you want to watch along at home, we're basically looking right at the Warner Brothers picture, like WB logo, right near the beginning. And on the count of 3, Levi and I are going to start it up, and we're going to go through it together. You ready, Levi?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm excited, man. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. This was requested a long time ago for me to do this commentary, so I I finally got to it.
I really enjoyed this film, so I'm surprised I have not seen it more since. But
Yeah,
you
I know
know.
we were talking about this before, and like I'm with you. I think I've only seen this once or twice, maybe, but maybe only the first time in theaters, which is
Yeah.
weird. Oh, still waiting for that Green Lantern movie though, or the Green Lantern TV show, I should say. They're not doing a movie yet. I'm not sure.
Damn you, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's Taika Waititi in that too. Is that weird?
Oh, that makes sense now.
Also, while we're doing this, Levi, I'm going to tell you some fun little facts, behind the scenes things.
Wonderful.
Something that you might not know about this movie. You're going to love it.
I love tidbits.
Little
Reminds me of
tidbits, man.
those old music videos on MTV with the little bubbles that popped up.
Yes,
Did you know Sugar Ray?
exactly. That's basically what we're trying to go for.
God, I love Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot is so good, and it's so funny because when I think of the first time I saw her was like in the Fast and Furious franchise. They don't really do a lot with her, but then you see her in some of these other films, especially like this, and there's so much. She contributes so much.
Oh, yeah.
She looks very stylish, doesn't she? I love her outfit here.
Those boots were made for kicking ass.
Yeah, man. Ugh.
I think they picked definitely a very good choice for her. Someone out
Yes.
of left field that, not super well known, I would say.
Yeah, totally. And I think it also helps a lot, too, that she kind of has this interesting accent. They could have, picked somebody, just, a regular American to be in this. But no, they went with a little bit something different. And I think it adds to it. Oh, by the way, in that black and white photo off to the right, there's a soldier way in the back. And actually, that might be Zack Snyder. He was on set for one day when they took that picture, and so he snuck himself into multiple films by being in this photo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sneaky guy.
Sneaky guy.
Who directed this?
This is Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins
Jenkins.
directed this. Yes.
What is she known for?
Great question. Oh, now I have to look it up. Look, he's got me with the questions.
Keeping you on your toes.
You are keeping me on my toes, and I'm definitely not looking this up immediately right now. All right, Patty Jenkins. She has directed multiple films. Monster, The Killing. She did some Arrested Development back in the day. Fascinating.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. I'm trying to see what else she's done that's Exposed, Betrayal. Yeah.
She's feisty.
Oh, yes. I love this lady. I think she was one of my favorite things from the first time I saw it.
Yeah, is this Robin from House of Cards?
Oh, potentially. I didn't watch that show, Levi, because the first
If it
scene
is,
in it hurt my heart.
Oh, yeah, but Yeah, it is. She's great. She plays a really good, like, she plays both roles actually, like good and evil on that show.
Yeah, Diana, stop doing that stuff. I don't like how the helmet comes to like her lips, or that kind of whatever. It's not a
Uh,
helmet, but like
yeah.
I don't know. Well, little green screen work right there, but that's all right. That's all right.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of funny because like her mom and then like her mentor kind of look a little bit similar sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, a lot of this was shot on the Italian coast,
Oh.
and a lot of the actors got to stay at like a 4-star resort, which they were thrilled about because they got to have a little mini Italian vacation. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They allude to this later on about Diana's like actual birth or conception,
Yeah.
but they never really like I feel like seriously address it, which is fine, you know.
Yeah. I mean, how do they
I
have
think she's
more
no, she says later
warriors?
on like Zeus created her out of clay or something.
Oh, gotcha. Is that how he makes all of them?
I'm not sure how you get more Themyscirians
What do
or
they call
Amazon warriors.
Amazonians?
Amazonians, yeah.
Hey, it's Prime Day.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it was yesterday
is.
too. This story moment reminds me a lot of like the attempt in Man of Steel to do that kind of like
Oof.
weird story thing, but this one I think is a little
Yeah.
more interesting. You know, this also gives me vibes of Levi's like the beginning of Hercules with the muses, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's cool though. It's like a painting come to life,
Yeah.
which that's what movies are basically, right? Oh gosh. Ares. Eh. I don't know. The one thing that's kind of weak about this movie is I don't know, the villain, he's fine, but not as great.
I'm
I
gonna be
don't know.
honest. I don't even remember the villain at all.
Oh yeah.
I
There's a
guess
few
that's the problem.
villains.
Yeah.
There are a few villains in this movie and I don't know, it's kind of all over the place a little bit. But you'll see soon. A lot of this is practical, which is really nice. Like these
I
areas that they're
do
in.
really appreciate that. Yeah.
She's like, I'll train you in secret. I forgot about this. That's so cool.
Even as we advance in technology, I still just really prefer, you know, um,
The practical.
yeah, practical effects. Like, I don't like leaning on computer images so much. CGI.
Yeah, I was talking about this with somebody the other day, or last week, and that like I think movies like Mad Max Fury Road will hold up better over time because they use the
Mm-hmm.
CGI to make a canyon as opposed to make the trucks and all the characters. You know, and I get that some movies and some characters that you have to do like CGI, right? But
Yeah.
I think the less you have to use, the better it looks, you know, down the line, even a year or two from now. Like in this, we can already see a few things where you're like, oh yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Marvel does CGI really well. I've always really appreciated that.
Yeah, they have. Like that begins back with like original recipe Iron Man. I think that suit still
Mm-hmm.
looks so good. It's crazy. This movie has a little bit of shared DNA with Aquaman. Kind of like
Really?
you're
Yeah,
well
I see that.
insofar as obviously it's DC, but then there's like, okay, the chosen one, or the kind of the son and or daughter of the main person has to like come, and they're trying to like figure out their place in the world, and it's kind of like a globe trotting adventure a little bit. This
Yeah.
one seems a little more tame though. Aquaman is just like bombastic and crazy, which is great too.
Both pretty decent, pretty solid standalone films, I will say.
Yeah, it's weird. I've heard like some people say they really didn't like Aquaman. I like it. I think it's just a
Really?
really full movie.
It, I was nervous about it. There are some moments of the trailers too that you're like, oof, that CGI doesn't look great, especially with the villain. But I think they did well.
Yeah. I'm also a fan of like the Total War Warhammer games, and that's basically what that end battle is. It's like, what if giant crabs fought giant crocodiles? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Did Aquaman come out before Justice League? After?
After, because they
Got it.
refer to it a few times in there. Like once or twice, maybe. It's hard to keep all these movies straight now because
Oh yeah.
even though DC's only had like one entry for some of these superheroes, it's all like, it's not like with Marvel where you're like, okay, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man were all before Avengers. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, apparently, the armor and stuff that you see that the other Amazonians wear was like really hard to put on and take off.
Really?
It was kind of an issue, and I feel like that's a problem that many superhero films have. Like you hear of like that with Batman and stuff. Like the first time they start a new trilogy or whatever with him, like they're like, yeah, the new suit's great, but it takes me an hour to get it off or whatever. So I just wish people would think about that in the future a little bit more, as opposed to being like, it looks really good on screen. It's like, yeah, but also make sure that the people in them don't hate them.
Agreed. Okay, I'm starting to kind of remember this a little bit.
Yeah. These two could be sisters.
Yeah.
Wow, Wonder Woman's mom looks like she's a foot taller, though.
I like her headdress.
Yeah, that thing is cool. She's like, I'm against you training her at all. And then she's like, train her the best. That's the one cool thing I like about Wonder Woman. Well, I like a lot of things about Wonder Woman, but one thing that she has over a lot of her Justice League compatriots is that she is super powerful, but also she's like really, really well trained. So when you see her fight, it's usually much more experienced and there's more coordination. Superman usually just does like a punch. He just show up and
Yeah.
like boom.
She's really calm and collected too, though.
Yes, yeah, because she's used to fighting.
Like like you can just sense that about her, that she's very confident with the hits that she lands and what she does.
Oh, totally.
Not right now when she's training, but I mean during the film.
Yeah. Also, another little tidbit, you'll start to see it here soon when she uses her van braces. The effect is pretty small compared to the end of the film when her powers get more and more, and they did that on purpose to show like her visual growth too.
Oh, really? I guess I'll have to
Yeah.
keep watch out for that.
Apparently, Gal Gadot put on like 17 pounds of muscle for this, which is a lot.
That's a lot, damn.
Also,
So
the
go ahead.
Huh? I was gonna say the action doesn't cut too much. Like it does a lot of cuts around it, but not as fast editing as I have seen in other
Yeah.
movies.
Boom.
So yeah, it's glowing a little bit orange there. Obviously, there's the shockwave, but later on, apparently, it's like really big. Now, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so she's in this Justice League and Batman, Dawn of Justice, right?
Yes, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's a long title. That was great. No, why? I wouldn't be angry. I'd be like, hey, you told me fight's never fair. Look how cool that was.
Was she not supposed to do that?
I don't know. I think she likes that she did it though. She's kind of like, all right, she's pretty powerful. Because none of the Amazonians so far can do that. No, I don't think so, and I don't know if that's part of her armor. Like I know in the past, like she had different equipment that could do these different things, right? But
yeah,
she's also just the best of the best, you know. Because if the Amazonians are the best, then she's just the strongest of them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the lore with this story.
Yeah.
Just because we've seen Batman so much, we've seen Superman so much. This is
it's refreshing.
Refreshing, yeah.
It's not like she has to fall down a well,
you know, God.
Yeah, or something. It is a little weird.
Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine for Pine is what I like to say. This story is a little weird insofar as the villain, and then just kind of how all this kicks off, because it's just like it's World War I, and one pilot kind of crashed over here, and that's like they had to do something like an inciting incident, otherwise, you know, nothing would happen. She just trained on the island forever. I really like Chris Pine. I think he's great.
100%.
He's like one of the reasons I really have enjoyed like the new trilogy of Star Trek.
One of my favorite vines has to do with Chris Pine. Something about a Christmas tree, and then like they put Chris Pine's face on the Christmas tree. Like
a Chris Pine tree.
Yeah, it's a Chris Pine. Look it up, people.
I like how she's just gonna watch him die. I love that you're gonna be like, oh, there's the silhouette. She's already a hero. Look at her.
Yeah.
They maybe could have done with one scene with her as a little girl, saving something or someone to kind of show that was in her, but I'm guessing she's just like, hey, I see somebody who needs help, and I'm gonna save
good,
them.
And
yeah. That force field is not so good if anybody can go through it.
Didn't she weaken it? Wasn't that like? Didn't she weaken it by doing her power?
Oh, I don't think so, but that would be a compelling, like, kind of.
I thought that was the reason why they were able to pass through it.
Well, you'll start to see, I think there's like a little inconsistency coming up here too, where we start to see like the big German boats come through, and they show them in the background, but they never have to deal with them later on. I don't know. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for this. And now this is World War I, so these are not Nazis.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Just for everybody at home. Yeah, I see this is all done on an Italian beach.
I mean, this is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Like, it's at this moment that, as a future hopeful actor here, I'm thinking, like, Chris Pine, you're getting paid for this. You're, like, hanging out with Gal Gadot on a beach in South Italy. Like, like,
yeah. Now, he's in Star Trek, right? Isn't he okay, that's what I thought. I don't hate those movies. They're actually pretty decent.
Yeah, like I was saying, they're kind of my favorite. He's one of my favorite parts of them. I love Carl Urban in them, too. I think Zachary Quinto does a good job. I think Zoe Saldana does a good job. Like, that's a really good cast.
Very underrated films, I think.
Well, yeah, they kind of occupy a weird space because I don't know if like Star Trek fans enjoy it as much because it's more action.
I don't get why. Yeah.
And Star Trek can be action heavy sometimes, but I think I don't know. And I don't want to speak for Star Trek fans. Let me know if you're listening to this and you're a Star Trek fan, but I enjoyed them. I like how she's like, what's a German? What? So yeah, there's that big ship in the background that's just like, I don't know why it's falling. Maybe it got damaged. You see how it's like sinking? It's like, I don't know. It just is.
Have people stumbled on this before?
No, not that we know of, and that's why it feels very much like a fight in like one of the Civilization games, where it's like I've
Yeah.
got bows, and like someone else is like I've got guns, but they're kind of super powered, so it's an interesting fight.
Ooh, a little Attack on Titan going on here.
Yeah, Attack on Titan, dude, for sure. That
better,
guy,
better block that. Oh no.
he really called that shot. Good on him. But so now Diana knows what bullets are, so that way later on when she blocks them, it makes more sense. She's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. I love how the Germans just show up on the beach. I guess they were firing arrows at him, but they're just showing up to start shooting everybody. I love the mentor just rolling in.
I don't
so
get
excited.
why the Germans are just automatically like, yeah, let's just shoot them.
Yeah. World War, you know. And about this bunch of like women fighting, they probably were just like, nope, we gotta kill these people.
Yeah.
You get like a little 300 vibe from this, don't you? Like I do.
Yeah.
Just a little.
They didn't stand a chance. Definitely not as bloody as 300, but
yes. It's crazy too because like the Spartans were pretty powerful in 300, but these like women can do like these incredible feats, you know?
Yeah.
So when the slow motion happens, you're like, oh, they're jumping 10 feet in the air. Yeah, get some kills. Get some kills in there, Diana. How'd girl.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's a little CG. The face. But they made it work. I like that they show everybody fighting, though. It's not like her mom's like, I'm the queen and I would never fight on the battlefield. It's like, no, she's a warrior.
Oh. Yeah, because I don't recall Odin ever fighting.
He does in the flashbacks.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, he used to be pretty powerful. Which this movie is kind of what I like to say is a combination of like Thor and Captain America, which I really like. She's so cool. She did that no look kill before, and now she's doing like all this stuff. It's like, what a shot. Ugh.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
I get the goosebumps, man. Look at that. Triple kill.
Love it.
Dang, yeah. It's very cool. And Teope, that's her name is. I keep forgetting it. I think it sucks because I still think she's probably like... I don't know if she's my favorite character of this film, but I really, really like her. I think she's so cool.
Yeah. She's gone so early.
Yeah. And maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe that was just her character, or maybe she had other filming stuff to do. But I
Probably
really like
House
her.
of Cards, I'm guessing.
Maybe. And that's the other crazy thing about this too.
If you
we don't know how long these people are alive, right?
If you ever do, just watch the very last season of House of Cards where she's president. Kevin Spacey's not on it at all. It's just fantastic. She's such a great actress.
Mm. So basically they know the language because I think they know all the languages of men. Maybe. And also they might be like thousands of years old, so any of them dying was probably a big, big moment.
Yeah.
This like moment reminds me a little bit of Man of Steel, like a little Kryptonish. I don't know, like
he's like, what?
Look.
Hell.
Oh, Chris Pine. You're so funny. I think I get lost in his eyes. Just so
Yeah.
bright, you know? So yeah, this is one of the other villains we get.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of interesting. The only problem is between her and like the other villain or two, there's kind of a lot going on. It's not a problem, but it just I think it kind of detracts because I like to have that one foil, to the main character.
Just hangs him. Jeez.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. The security at this place is laughable at best, though. Am I right? He just walked right in.
Well, it's World War. I don't think they had a
One.
lot of great security back then. Yeah.
Well, just anybody would have to talk to the guy for like 3 seconds to know he probably wasn't with them.
Yeah. Didn't have blonde hair or blue eyes.
Hmm.
Oh, that guy is in Yellowstone as well.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I know him as a younger Stryker from X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's also the bad guy in the most recent, it's called Angel Has Fallen. That guy, he just pushed him over. He's like, I'm taking your plane. Her face mask thing is interesting. It's always eye-catching to me. I can't not look at it. I'm like, huh. Like it's in like 2 or 3 parts, and, it's this kind of prosthetic, like an early age prosthetic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he just starts dropping bombs on stuff. It's so good. I feel like Steve Trevor would have been great in the Howling Commandos, like with Captain America's crew back in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone like, yeah, Steve, join the team. It's a good thing that Steve Trevor showed up first here. Otherwise, there might be some German guy who's trying to sway these people to join the team, you know what I mean? Which would be kind of strange. Right? Look at her. She looks like so surprised and shocked. Yeah. Like she's gonna cry. She's like, what do you mean there's a super war going on I've never heard of? I'm kind of surprised they didn't just kill him right there, honestly.
Yeah.
So Diana has lived after this movie through World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Gulf War, like all this stuff. And then the next movie that's coming up is 1984. So I wonder if they're going to address that at all, if she fought in any of these wars then too.
Oh, I'm sure. I think it'd be fun if they did like a Wolverine flashback.
Montage?
Yeah, that's like one of the best parts of that movie. You know what? That is the best part of that movie.
That might be my favorite thing that Wolverine almost has ever done, like in any Wolverine movie. I love that montage. The thing is, they couldn't really insert her into like Vietnam. I don't know if they like they could, but it would be kind of strange because you like think, oh, she fought like for America or the Americans, then they probably would have won that war. Maybe. But I don't know. Her healing factor, it's very good. What is this, Pandora?
Ugh. Those poor movies.
Well,
they're just coming out
what?
way too late.
What do you mean? Oh, just the
Yeah.
or Avatar movies. He's like, this will be my chance to lie. Get the lasso of truth out. You can't trust him. So it's fascinating because you have this complex character of Diana where she knows so much about the world, but also has to like not know about some of this other stuff like technology. So their brains must be able to log away tons of information.
Oh yeah. Gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah. They both are. That's the thing. It doesn't matter who watches
He's definitely
this, you know?
yeah, he's definitely like a smaller guy. He's kind of I'd say he's kind of
Yeah.
like more Captain America Steve Rogers before the serum. I mean, not like
Oh.
wait, not that bad. I'm like an in between, right?
Sure.
Like,
well, they didn't want to make him buff out of his mind, right?
Yeah.
He would have made a good Captain America too, by the way.
I agree, yeah.
I know John
Did he
Krasinski
audition for it?
famously auditioned for it, but I don't know if Chris Pine did.
I bet they would put John Krasinski somewhere in the MCU.
I think they're talking Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, yeah, I could see
Emily
that.
Blunt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Mrs. Fantastic.
The dude that plays Hellboy could be the Thing.
Oh, you're talking about Harbour, David Harbour?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be good. He'd be really good. But he's already going to be that Russian guy, like Captain Russia, basically.
Well, it's not like they haven't reused characters in the MCU before.
That's true. I thought there was whispers or rumors going around that maybe Chris Pine would be Nova or something like that in the MCU. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's more and more crossover we're finding between MCU and DC stuff.
Yeah. Good actors and actresses are good.
Yeah. Well, name recognition also helps a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Diane, you got this. We believe in you.
You know, I actually, just random thought, not really related. I don't like Ben Affleck that much. Is it just me?
What? Like, what do you mean? Like, his performances or
Yeah,
what?
I just don't think he's that great. I like Christopher Nolan better, but...
Wait.
Or not Christopher Nolan, what am I trying to say?
I was like, I don't know.
What's his name? The dude that plays Batman in The Dark Knight.
Oh, you're talking about Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, sorry. I always get Christian Nolan in.
That's fine.
I love Christian Bale, but Ben Affleck's fine. He's just always reminded me of like a a Walgreens version of.
Oh my gosh.
He's always reminded me of like a Walgreens version of like God, what's his name? Uh, George Clooney.
Yeah, or Batman? You mean in general? I don't
Yeah,
know. I liked him as Batman, actually, personally. I don't know if I liked him more than
really?
Christian Bale. But
But he didn't do a lot with it though. It's just
yeah,
a matter of opinion, I guess.
sure.
To me, it's just
Yeah,
definitely not as memorable as like the Dark Knight's performance.
sure. Yeah, I know. It's just different films, different times.
He's
No,
not
I like him.
he's not bad, but
Okay.
I mean, when I think of the Justice League, I think of Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill,
Do you
Aquaman really
think
stands out because he totally embodies that character.
do you think Christian Bale would have fit into Justice League
Oh
though?
yeah, absolutely.
I think it
Him
might have
and
just been hard.
him and Gal Gadot, I think, could have made for very good. Would have had very good chemistry on set.
Yeah, I think it was just hard because and maybe Christian Bale didn't want to do it anymore, but that was such a grounded take Batman, and then to like try to put him into like a big world like this might have been just
Yeah,
harder to do.
I can see that. Um, yeah.
So this sword, Levi, feelings on the sword.
Uh, I don't remember the sword really.
Apparently, the God Killer sword was like just a hilt, maybe, and they
Oh,
might have added a lot of like the blade in like CG. So I'm not sure.
uh-oh.
What's wrong? You okay over there?
Yeah. No, I just racked into the movie.
Hmm. It's hard for me to think of somebody else who could have played this role of Steve Trevor because I think there are other actors who could have done it, but I just really like Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Justice League member?
Um, who are we working with here? So we got Aquaman, Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Wonder
Mm-hmm.
Woman,
Mm-hmm.
and we have there's the one dude, right?
Yeah, that one dude.
The Flash and
Yeah.
Ray Fisher?
Cyborg.
Cyborg, yeah. I don't know, man. What are we talking? DC, or are we talking about just in general?
We could just talk in general, because as I say, I feel like at any time this stuff can change.
Green Martian.
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter. Green Martian.
Green Lantern.
I don't know if I can really answer that because I'm not a huge DC fan. You know what I mean? I'm
Sure.
a very casual DC fan. So I don't know. I would say
Sure.
I guess the coolest one would be I don't know, either Batman or Superman, I guess.
Sure. I was gonna say maybe like if you knew who it was on. You love Doctor Strange a lot on like
I'll
the
just
Marvel
say
side. So
the
like,
Batman from Batman Beyond.
dude, Terry McGinnis.
Is he ever in the Justice League?
Oh my gosh, I think he does join later
I
on, like in
love
the
that
comics.
version of Batman.
Ugh, I love. I wanted to watch that, but I still haven't found a good place to watch it, and
I thought it
I
was
just
on
really like.
something.
It might be. It's a good show. Like that's. I feel like when people talk about the animated series, I think it's a lot of those people grew up with that. I didn't
Yeah,
grow up with the animated series. I
it
grew
was
up
just
with
such a
Batman
like
Beyond.
it was such like a dark take on it for how young we were.
Yeah,
Very
well, I think that's the
edgy.
funny thing. Like the animated series was dark, but like you're right. I think that Batman Beyond was like had an edge to it that felt
Yeah,
like special. You know?
yeah.
So if Ares is
Isn't
the
this
god
just
of
a
war,
hunch that she
huh?
thinks Ares is behind it all, and then he really is
Yeah,
behind it all?
I think it's like she feels like that she's been taught in the past, like when she was a baby,
Yeah,
that like war was this kind of thing, and so basically for Steve, it's kind of like she's trying to fight like this idea, but she's like, no, this is like a legit dude. Like we gotta kill him, you know?
yeah.
Uh, I just wish she would have teamed up with Kratos to do it, you know?
Agreed.
I do like their chemistry though. I
I do
like
too.
their like they bounce off each other well. Apparently there's a bit of ad-libbing going on or improvisation, which is good.
So, how? I guess we don't know, but how is he in Wonder Woman 84? Like, how does he live to be the
We're not
same?
sure yet. It's probably like a time jump or something.
But I love that he's in it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That movie keeps getting pushed back. It makes me nervous. I get
It's
it.
just pandemic-y stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really excited to. Well, I mean, around this time next month, we would have been seeing the Eternals, which that's a bummer. We're not going to see that till
Is
next
that
year.
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was Wonder Woman, or not Wonder Woman. Black Widow was May. Eternals was
Yeah.
November. Which I'm fine with a little bit of a break we got here. It's been so much Marvel lately. Like it's they said this is the first time since like what 2009 that we went a whole year without a Marvel film. So
Oh, is that true? Yeah.
yeah. But back to DC.
Yeah, no, it's funny that you bring it up though, because obviously it's hard to talk about one without the other.
Yeah. Dude, how awesome would a crossover event be? Just like Justice League versus Avengers would be so sick.
It's the dream, kind of. Even though like Justice League, for the most part, they're all kind of ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, well, you think Superman would just destroy the Avengers? Well, Superman and Thor could go head to head, and Superman and Hulk could go head to head, right?
Well, yeah. So there's an interesting thing that they could do as a workaround, and I actually made a video about it a few months ago. But they have this thing called the Squadron Supreme, which is basically just a straight up rip off of the Justice League that Marvel made. So you could just do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Superman's tricky. Like the only way it works, I think, is if you do fight the Justice League, because if you had an evil Superman, he could kill everybody in like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But if you have like a good Superman, he's not going to kill everybody immediately, right?
That's why I thought Batman vs Superman just did not work very well because of that. Like Batman's just a guy in a suit, you know?
He's a guy in a suit, but he has a plan. He's going to accept when you say like his mom's name.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie had some issues.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh,
But anyway,
that was unnecessary.
what she said to him?
No, him just shooting.
Oh yeah. No, I do wish they would do the, Justice League versus Avengers
Yeah.
thing. I probably linked the video, but yeah, I want them to start with Hyperion, which is basically evil Superman.
I'm sorry if you mentioned this, but who is this actress?
I haven't mentioned this.
Okay.
So let me look it up quick, because I definitely know it offhand. I don't. I'm sorry.
She plays a good evil character.
Okay, here we go. She gets a good laugh later on, too, which is good. Okay.
Oh.
Dr. Maru, right?
Yeah.
Alina Anaya. Oh, she was in Van Helsing. Pretty cool. This is where it gets kind of tricky, too, where there's, like, all these different types of villains, and, like, this guy's got some superpowers, but not, like, all the superpowers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I don't feel like it's a Spider-Man 3 situation where they try to shove in too many.
Sure, I guess I just don't know
like,
any of them enough to care.
Yeah. But
why not just give that stuff to
all
your
soldiers? Who would you really
soldiers?
have picked as, like, her big bad? You know what I mean?
Weirdly, like, Cheetah might be, and Cheetah's in the next movie.
Dude, that CGI does not look great.
I gotta see it in motion. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Cheetah's
we'll see.
whipping around like this corner, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because Wonder Woman is not as well known, or I don't know her as well, that I'm not as well versed with her rogues gallery.
It's my initials. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Jimmy's like, I'm watching this with a squirrel.
No, that's fine. That's good. This is what the people want to hear. They want to hear about it. I feel like I missed your initials. I'm sorry. But they were there. Oh, there we go. There they were. Jolly old England. Levi, are you ready for some Harry Potter trivia?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna love this. You're gonna be like, no way, dude. I'll be like, yeah, way, dude.
You have to say, women back then could not dress like that.
Yes. Man. Yeah, I just...
Not made out of clay. Love it.
Just the hair being down and everything. It's like, come on now.
I forgot about her. I like her.
Oh, yeah. She is fun. You know what she kind of reminds me of?
I really
in a weird way.
Cracks me up.
Reminds me a little bit of the sidekick in Fantastic Beasts.
Oh.
But like kind of like the British version, you know, like Remember the sidekick in Fantastic Beasts? His buddy, the Muggle,
Oh
the
yes,
Nomad.
yeah. He's
Kind of like your funny little sidekick who actually is cool.
Oh, don't get me started on those films.
So
It's the Hobbit of Harry Potter.
apparently, this is also where they shot portions of Gringotts Bank here in this store.
Okay, I love that.
Apparently, it's just a building. It's a well-known building.
Yeah.
So this movie, like I said before, it's like Thor and Captain America, and this is kind of more of the Thor moments where like fish out of watery type of stuff. Which I don't mind though. It's fun.
He's like, shit. It's like, how are you really going to cover that up?
Yeah. I feel like there's just nothing you could put Gal Gadot in that would make her look bad. And maybe that's hyperbolic. I just, like...
The sword and the
it doesn't
shield.
matter.
I love it. I've always hated those kind of doors. Freak me out.
Oh, yeah? Why? Did you have a bad experience in one?
Yes, because I think I stopped it on accident. But I've always been afraid of like getting trapped in one.
Sure. I saw at this one resort, they basically have it, but portions of it are cut off, and they put like little pumpkins and like decorations in there that are always spinning. You couldn't walk into it, but I was like, that's pretty fun. Put the sword down. It's very good.
Yeah, I think this was the best setting that they could have done for the introduction to her character.
Yeah.
I think it would have been weird to have her start off in the modern day.
That's true. Also, this is probably like, what, 20 or 30 years after roughly the time, or maybe 10 after like Sherlock Holmesy.
Oh,
like they're kind of bridging on that.
Forgot about those movies.
Oh, they're okay. Apparently, last I heard, they're gonna make a third, but Robert Downey Jr. also wants to make like a Sherlock-averse kind of thing. Like, we'll see.
Uh-oh.
This is very Captain America to me, by the way. Like this little back alley thing. I love it. And remember, she knows what bullets are now.
Oh. She's badass. I just love it.
Yeah. Diana's scary fast. Now that she knows what these things are.
Uh-oh.
And she's like, she does a believable job too. Like, she owns that power. You know what I mean? Like, Gal Gadot does a good job of showing that. It's good. Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
I forgot that they made a second Sherlock Holmes, and I think it was really like, wasn't it like really overly long?
No, it's not that long. It's actually really good. That's one with Moriarty.
Really? Maybe I gotta watch it again. I think I was
Dude.
bored in the theater, and I was like, man, when is this gonna end?
We don't even have to do a commentary on it, but I would be happy to watch that with you anytime. It is great. It's really good.
I love this guy, by the way. One of my favorite teachers from Harry Potter.
Remus Lupin, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of the werewolf design.
No, I agree there, but it works.
I think Harry Potter 3 is also, like, pretty weird. Like,
Yeah,
the whole Shrieking Shack thing. There's a lot going on in that
Harry
movie.
Potter 3 was, like, very breaking out of the first two films that they did and, like, really trying something new. I liked the more modern twist that they did to it, honestly. I think it helped the series grow. They really found their footing with 4 back again. Yeah.
I love 4 because 4 feels like
this guy's in Harry Potter also.
Olympics. Hey man, gotta get those HB alumni in here.
Well, those movies are so big, it's like you could say, oh, that everybody's in from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, though. I like this guy.
Well, who is he in Harry Potter?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Remus Lupin again. This dude
Remus. Gotcha.
is the guy that Ron switches bodies with. Or takes a polyjuice potion in the very, like, last, one of the last 2 films.
Dude, good stuff. That mustache, though. I feel like, and this is just a Harry Potter tangent, they did Lupin and Tonks dirty in the book and movie.
Because they are just so much bigger in
such a slap
in the books, yeah.
Oh, I just meant like in how it ends for them.
Oh, yes.
It's just kind of off screen. You're like, what?
100%.
Like, are you kidding me? Little writing tip for everybody. Not that I know any better than J.K. Rowling, because obviously she knows what she's doing, but just because it's a finale doesn't mean you have to kill a ton of people. Like, you can kill some, don't get me wrong, but yeah, one thing they do touch on a lot here, and this is a big World War I thing, is chemical warfare, which I think is smart to focus on. Mm-hmm. I think that's another point to what you're saying, Levi, about not introducing her to the modern age. I'm not saying that if, Diana showed up in the modern age that people wouldn't take her seriously or would take her seriously, but in this time period, they definitely wouldn't have.
As a woman,
at first blush.
For sure.
Yeah, they'd be like, get out of here. But like nowadays, hopefully, like people would be like, oh yeah, cool, you can help us? Great. I love the outfits they're all wearing, too.
Yeah.
I love a period piece, Levi. I love a period piece. Ugh. Even when she's not talking, Gal Gadot does a great job of acting. I feel bad. I just can't not see Remus anytime he's around. I'm just like, oh, Remus, what are you doing outside of Hogwarts? So good.
Love it. I love how the comedy's not like too slapstick and over relied upon like Thor. Or not Thor. Yeah, Thor.
Yeah.
Fuck Thor.
I liked Thor. I like the Another.
It's just crazy how much I liked Ragnarok first viewing, and then after watching it, it's just like, man, this is like really bad.
Oh, you meant Ragnarok. I have to go back and watch that. I've been threatening a commentary on that for a long time because
I love
I
Hela
like
too.
aspects of Ragnarok.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
They did her dirty.
And I think Taika Waititi. It's not like I have any problem with Taika Waititi.
Yes, you do.
It's just that,
Don't fluff it.
It's the comedy. It's the comedy.
Yeah,
because he directed at least an episode or two of The Mandalorian. And I thought he did great.
Yeah, I think that's always been like your biggest criticism is the slapstick kind of comedy.
And I like funny movies. I like jokey movies. I just don't.
There's a time and a place and a way to do it.
Yeah, if the first Thor movie would have been that way, I wouldn't have had as big a problem when it moved to Ragnarok, which is supposed to be like this huge,
super serious thing.
Yeah, it's a big event, and like Surtur is like a big threat, and Hela is a problem.
And totally just made them a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted to also have their Planet Hulk cake and eat it too, which I understand because they're not going to do a standalone Hulk movie because of, Universal stuff.
Which is still dumb.
Yeah. But they might be doing a TV show, so we'll see.
Yeah, She-Hulk. Is that a movie or is that a TV show?
She-Hulk will be a TV show. I like the Howling Commandos in this one, and they're not the Howling Commandos, but I just call them the Howling Commandos. They try to like make them have personalities a little bit more than Captain America had time for, because that group, there's more of them, and they're just kind of a big unit. Like you knew Bucky, and that was pretty much it. There's also an interesting kind of like point of view that Diana has about fighting and, fighting alongside your troops and honor and coming into the real world and realize that you can't just fight for that alone. That doesn't pay the bills to fight for honor. Like you can't live long enough if you fight that way. I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. I also forget how quick she could be in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
That's another thing that must have been hard to do, like comic book, versions of these characters versus like live action, because you can't make them as powerful as they are in the comics, right?
Yeah. Well, you can, but then it's boring.
Yeah. You were alluding to something. What were you going to say?
Oh, just the secretary. I forgot all about her. She's funny.
She pops back up, man. I like her a lot. This movie has an interesting, like, flow to it, because in most other films, this would have taken place in, like, the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, the warriors or the soldiers have been like, all right, we're going against whatever it is, and now we're going to get into the real plot.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, you have to set up Themyscira first, and then get to this, and that's why it's, like, an hour in before you get to, like, more of the fighting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel slow.
No, I think it has a good pace.
Apparently something...
I am not a fan of... Oh, go ahead.
Huh? No, please, after you.
Oh, I don't like films that rush their pacing, because it doesn't give you enough time to sink your teeth into the film and really get immersed in it. And
Sure.
I think that's what's really important about films like this.
Oh, totally. And what I was going to say, too, is Patty Jenkins would meet, apparently, like, weekly with her staff about the tone of the film, because she was so, like, obsessed with making sure it was right on.
Yeah.
Like, you want it to be not too serious, but not too jokey. Like, you want this to be a big deal.
No, I think she did a great job, and good for her. Like, this film was a standout, wasn't it? Didn't it sell bonkers? And
I think it did pretty well, yeah.
The critics were very good to it.
Yeah, critics and I think audiences alike enjoyed it.
DC really needed this win under their belt, if I remember right.
Yeah. I think this is the movie that has made it possible for movies like Aquaman to exist, or a film like Aquaman to exist, because I think this came out and then people were like, whoa, they really liked that. And then, like, because I don't know what other movies they would have made, even though they're still kind of working on all that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that ice cream moment back there a little bit ago, I love that. Like, she thinks the guy made it himself. Probably didn't. But
yeah, they were right on with the costumes and everything. And
costumes, and, like, this movie also shows, like, what war actually is. Because I love Captain America, don't get me wrong, the first Avenger, but they don't really show the effects of war the same way as this movie does. Like, they take moments to be like,
no, I
this
think
is not,
Captain America's
like,
okay, you've already heard about World War I a million times. We're not gonna beat it to death. Like,
you mean World War II?
World War II, yeah. War in general, like, you already know what's going on.
Yeah. I wonder if this movie also is more of, like, the allegory for the death of Diana's innocence, you know? Like, that's what dies in this movie for her.
Yeah.
Oh, are you ready, Levi, for a good laugh?
Let's do it. What's the gas mask for?
Oh, you'll see.
It's terrible. He's like addicted to that shit.
It's so weird to have them do their little moment of laughter and stuff. But,
yeah.
Like, but it's, like, I'm fine with it. I think it's kind of funny. This group is like the boys. Like a group of desperate heroes. I like, too, that the chief here acknowledges Diana as a warrior. like right away.
Yeah.
Like she looks at him, he looks at her, and they're both like, "Yep." That guy's the most Scottish person I've ever seen. He's just wearing a kilt all the time. I think that'd be so cold.
Yeah.
Apparently, this actor who plays the chief was kind of hesitant to do another big movie like this because he had bad kind of experiences in the past with how they treated his characters or Native Americans in general.
Oh, really?
But apparently in this one, Patty Jenkins kind of was like, yeah, if you want to introduce yourself in your native like tongue and, you know, really lean into that, please, the more the better. And I think it's great. Who's your favorite of this group besides Steve and Diana?
Yeah, the Scottish guy's pretty funny.
That Scotch guy? I like the chief.
Ooh,
he's pretty cool.
Let's not beat the horse too much.
Yeah. Again, kind of showing
yeah, she's
like
just experiencing all this, like, oof.
Yeah, which is, it's well done because we've seen, everybody who's probably watched this has seen at least like one or two war movies or superhero movies that take place during a war. But this one, like, it doesn't shy away from like the non-glory parts of it. It's a little more Saving Private Ryan in that way. Now, apparently they had to dig their own trenches here. I don't know if that's totally true, but maybe. Which sounds horrible, but I'm sure they used more modern equipment to do so. I'm sure they weren't doing it with shovels or anything quite like that.
No man's land. I am no man.
Now, apparently the scene almost got cut coming up here, which is crazy to me. Like, it's like the best part of the movie in my mind.
She's like, fuck that.
Yeah. I do like that because I get it from his point of view. He's like, no, we're on this mission. And she's like, no, I have to save as many people as I can. That's my whole purpose for coming here.
Yeah, I love this part.
Ugh. It gives me goosebumps every time. And I remember watching it in theaters thinking, this is like, it's so good that there's finally like this hero on the big screen taken seriously. Like, you know, and I, not to get into all that, but I was just like, I was like tearing up the first time I saw it. I think even Kevin Feige from Marvel was saying the same.
Woman-led film or superhero?
This is the first major superhero film that was led by a woman.
Which is so surprising.
Yeah. It's like you think like Black Widow.
Good for
should
her.
have came
Like
out, like,
she
in
paved the way,
2015.
you know. Yeah, Black Widow. It's gonna be a little late, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Scarjo does a good job.
Yeah, oh yeah. Apparently, Gal Gadot was very self-conscious about running.
Oh.
So a lot of this you'll see is actually her running on a treadmill because she didn't like how she looked when she was running. So I don't know. I think she looks fine. And like the music, apparently they had to do it a few different times, like to get it just right. I don't know. It's just like
it's a great scene.
Yeah, it's still getting to me right now. It's just so good. Like she's just trying. It's just so good. But the thing is, she's not completely overpowered right now. Like she still needs to work with the team to make this happen. You know, which I like.
Yeah.
He must be shooting slugs. I don't know. Shotgun.
It's like, help her out.
Yeah.
You're not going to let a woman just run it. Yeah. There we go.
I like to think that this day changed a lot of perspectives in these men's lives where they, like, if they lived through this war, they're like, yeah, women are great. There's this one, she got up and she's, like, charged across the battlefield. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Ugh, I love it. And it's cool because, again, she's overpowered and you get to see her do her crazy attacks here soon. But that first part, like, she worked together with these people. She led the charge. Ugh, it's so good. It's inspirational, Levi. That's why I like it.
I like that dude's checkered hat. I want one.
You want one? You checkered hat?
She's like, nope, no thank you.
Cue the theme music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this gets me amped.
There we go.
This is so good.
One of my bosses used to have this as her ringtone. I would always be like, what is your mom going to call so I can hear the ringtone?
Yeah. I've grown to love it,
You didn't like it at first?
No, I thought it was really weird.
Oh. But it's her theme. Like, now you recognize it, you know?
I know, but when they first showed her off, like in Batman vs. Superman, like they played it a little too much, and I was like, oh, this is clearly her theme.
Yeah.
Apparently she was wearing like sneakers or something in these, and they actually like CGI'd the heels on her.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty cool.
I love that she just cut that gun right in half. Holy shit.
Her fight style is so cool.
So
it's like
cool.
You just can't keep up with her. Like, it's so weird. Ugh.
That's why even the trailer for Wonder Woman 2 just gave me goosebumps just watching her do her thing. And I think she does that too in Justice League, doesn't she? She does a lot of fights.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. But she, like, against people, she doesn't get as much.
Did we do a Justice League commentary?
No, we haven't.
We're going to have to.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to Justice League.
Huh?
I haven't gone back to Justice League. It's very similar to Age of Ultron, which is weird.
I wonder if we should do let us know, chat, if we should do a Justice League one.
Yeah, if you guys want to see Justice League, I'd be more than happy to. Ugh. I just like Diana so much, man. I really do. Like,
she's badass.
And the thing is, like, she's not unstoppable, but she almost is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, they do such a good job of balancing that, because, like, she needs the team, you know?
Can she bleed? Because she's not a god, right? Like, she
can. She can bleed, I believe, yeah.
She's, like, half god, or what?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, like, demigod or whatnot. But what does that even mean, right? I don't know.
We're getting a little Call of Duty here.
Yep. Sniper in the bell tower. What is this? Saving Private Ryan again?
Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
Yeah, dude, yes. Oh, I forget that he remembered this. It's so cool.
It's so cool.
It's so good.
Oh boy, CGI is not so great there, but
yeah, I think this movie didn't have as big a budget, unfortunately.
yeah. Hopefully the next one
They need to
does.
they better give them all the money. Like, they're out here killing it with what they've got, you know? And good on them for, like, subverting expectations. They're like, oh, we could do the whole sniper fight, or they're like, or we could have Wonder Woman just crush the bell tower, which is pretty cool. Ugh. Yeah. This movie, some of the CG, you're right, might not be the greatest or up to the modern standard, but, you know, most movies are a few years down the line. But this movie still kicks, and I like it a lot.
Oh, here's the picture.
Yeah, look for Zack Snyder somewhere. Maybe he's in the background. Old photos, man. Do you think anybody in that city is angry that she destroyed the church, kind of? Or are they just
No,
like,
they're just.
it's fine.
I'm sure they're just happy to have their home back.
Yeah, we've been liberated. I don't care about the church. Again, she's kind of learning more and more about, like, the different races of this world. Ah, man. That was a great sequence. You keep making that joke about, like, forgetting that the secretary exists, but now every time she pops back up, I think the same thing. I'm like, oh, I really like her. Oh, yeah, she's still in this movie. I feel bad.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's just because there's so many characters.
Well, that, and they're not gonna. She wouldn't be out fighting alongside them in this period piece, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the twist of this movie, Levi?
I don't.
Okay. It's that it was all a dream and Diana wakes up in her bed. No. Her hair has some excellent volume, too. You know? But then again, so does Chris Pine's. His hair is like Hollywood hair. Looks great. I envy it.
So is he's a spy commander, or what is his?
Kind of? Yeah.
Like, he has to be some high up in the military to get a secretary, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He was dancing around with those beers on that tray. That's impressive. I would have spilled them all.
Yeah. Even as they're serving for quite a bit, it's still tricky.
Yep.
Gotta have good weight distribution skills.
Yeah, plus that's a dirty road right there. You might be tripping on something.
Yeah.
Ugh. And she like shares the victory too. I don't know. She's just she threw that tank basically, which is so cool, you know?
She is bad ass.
Mm-hmm.
Gala.
Chris Pine is like maybe one of the most charming actors in film, and I mean that in that like most of the characters he plays, the main trait is charm. You know,
Yeah.
like people just want to be around the guy. Like he's just nice and fun, and I don't know, he's good.
Is it snowing? Perfect.
It's Christmas.
Is it really?
No, I'm just kidding.
That would have added.
I was going to say nuclear fallout, but it's not. It's not the right war. I'm sorry. It's horrible. They're doing a little bit of that sweet, sweet movie magic. It's probably soap, so don't do it. I think one thing, it's not forced, and I remember having a problem with it the first time. Or not a problem with it, but like the romance between these two kind of moves quickly, but I guess it's because they're in war together. There might be more time passing than I realized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this pairing. This is a good pairing.
Agreed. Good chemistry. I like the chick that plays Lois Lane.
Oh, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. I like her, but she's a little forgettable for me as Lois Lane. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't know if it's forgettable for me. It's just that I think they do so much in Man of Steel to try to make her be like such a hard-hitting journalist, that's what Lois Lane is.
Yeah.
That's who she is. But I don't know. I find they make her seem so annoying in later films. Yeah. Also, I wish they would have dyed her hair, but
what was her hair supposed to be, like black?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but it bothers me. It bothers me. Diana already told him that she's not interested because there's nothing he could do for pleasure. And I'm sure these scenes seem a lot sexier than they actually are. I've heard a lot of this kind of stuff is not as much fun to film because you have to do it multiple times, and there's a whole like film crew watching you.
You're outside,
and you know, they're like, all right, yeah, or whatever. Like they're like, oh, yeah, try to kiss this way, and like, you know, all this stuff. But it's tasteful, it's quick, and it's not like it's a big focal point of the film. But it draws them closer together. You know. I also love that the rest of this crew, like, has just seen Diana in action now, and they just respect her. They're like, "Yep, she's be fine." Oh my gosh. Gal Gadot is also incredibly charming too. Just that smile. Just, yeah. I can't. I can't with her, Levi. I cannot.
Jimmy's got a crush.
I do. I've liked Gal Gadot for a while, and it's not just because I think she's gorgeous. I think she's also a really good actress too.
Yeah.
And again, the first time we saw her, like I saw her, like watch Fast and Furious though. It's super weird because like she's cool in those movies, but they use her as a very. She's Han's girlfriend. She's like this weapons expert, but they kind of show her off to be like this kind of sex object for like a one portion of the film. But she's like so much more than that. She's a lot cooler than that. She dies jumping backwards, shooting somebody off a 747 or a big, like, huge plane thing. It's very weird. Not 747. It's like a carrier plane. I can't speak. Gal's broken my brain. See, that's why I couldn't work with her. I'd be like, I don't know any of my lines anymore. I'd be like, Gal, please. From the battlefield to a castle. I also like too that he has to kind of constantly remind her not only of like what she's wearing, but like she can't just run into places. Like they have to do reconnaissance. Mm-hmm. There's some good writing in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
Man. I like a movie that's willing to poke fun at itself a little bit. This movie also gives me like a little Indiana Jones vibe. I don't know if you get that too. Maybe it's the period kind of close.
No, I don't. Like, I don't get that. Yeah. Really? Huh. Where do you like? Like what do you? No, I'm serious. Like what? You know, I'm not a big Indiana Jones fan so I do like.
Well, like the bad guys, the sneaking around, like trying to.
I can see that
the period, and it's not the same period, mind you. Like this is like 20 years before Indiana Jones stuff really kicks off. This is good. What do you think about Chris Pine's German accent?
It's decent.
And also, is he speaking German, do you think? Like, in this, right? Like, quote unquote, like, right in that moment. Maybe he was just speaking German right there. And, like, they just translated it into English for us.
Did she kidnap that woman or what?
That's the question. So is there like a naked like debutante or something or like military like general's wife? I don't know. Maybe they come back to it. I don't remember.
How does she not recognize that he was the guy that stole the book?
I guess she didn't see him go in there and do it. It's a good point, though. I like how she's just chilling by the fire. She's like, I'm not going to engage with people. Yeah, I do like that prosthetic piece.
I do too.
Though.
I was just about to say that it's really well done.
It's cool. It's like it's very eye-catching, and it makes her way more interesting, I think. She looks like she's always about to cry, too.
Yeah.
It's great. And like you can tell she's really troubled just like by her eyes, you know? She does a really good job. Also, Steve Trevor doing a great job of being a spy by like tapping into what she's into. He's good. He's competent.
Did he know that she was going to be there?
Oh no, because he told her to stay back. I don't care what year it is. If Gal Gadot shows up wearing that dress, everyone's paying attention. I don't care. I don't care. Dang it, Steve, you blew it. Apparently, this was one of the hardest scenes to shoot coming up here because this place they shot it in wouldn't allow them to mount any of the cameras on the walls or the ceiling. So there's this kind of dance sequence that comes up, and it was really tough. So they had to make this whole like 360 like rig to go around the actors here. Is there any music playing? Like, it sounds like they're dancing to no music.
They're just,
Is that just me?
Yeah, it is kind of odd there because they're just dancing to the movie soundtrack.
Yeah. I love the sword on her back, though. Yeah. It's so great. It's like she's learned a little bit about the world, right? Like, she's like, I can't just walk into the sword.
No.
Do you think Steve could have actually stopped her from grabbing her sword? I guess he must have caught her off guard.
I'm surprised she didn't just break his hand.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. He's like, ah!
And that throw should have like pushed him against the room.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. He put his hat back on, though. So, other fun little fact about this movie. Apparently, Gal Gadot became pregnant with her second baby during a lot of this. So, what she did for a while is she had, like, ginger water, and she wore, like, these, like, certain straps and bands so it wouldn't show off the pregnancy for a bit because she didn't want to be treated differently on set. Yeah, you can't even tell. And then, eventually, they started putting, like, a green screen on her belly so they could CG out that bump.
Really?
It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because she's like, I gotta get, I gotta make this happen.
Was she not hurt by the gas?
Yeah, I don't think she is affected by it the same way. It's kind of like Thor. He's like not affected by some of this stuff. Demigods, right?
Isn't this the village she just liberated? That's sad. Yeah.
And I think that's another reason like why they kind of had these moments with like the guy who took the picture and, you know, they're partying and stuff. And kind of a little bit like Superman way back in the day when, you know, Pa Kent will get a heart attack and Superman's so strong, but he can't save Pa Kent. It's kind of a similar thing here where she's so strong, but against this, she's like, what could she have done, you know? Also, kudos to them for not going crazy with the gas and making it look more realistic, because they could have gone like, you know, bright yellow and done like this cool, like, oh, it's like a comic book right now, but they showed restraint. So again, she's been alive for a while, like a long time, you know, perhaps hundreds of years. I don't know how old she is. I forget. But she's still, you know, naive to the world. Like, she kind of, it's all black and white to her right now until the end of this movie where she starts to see, you know, the gray.
She's pissed.
This is like also more Captain America vibes. I just, again, nothing wrong with it. I love it. He could have been Captain America. I think I love Chris Evans. I would not change him, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Ugh. This music, man, it's good. Just, she's like, yeah, no more stealth. Stealth is boring.
Yes. Him and his
She's
drugs.
quick. He needs them, dude. Which, again, I don't know why they wouldn't give this to more soldiers. That's another thing that's hard to do is when you whip a CGI object at someone and they have to react to it. You know, when they're super strong, like they're not getting knocked around at all. Like when he threw that kind of barrel thing at her. That's one thing that's hard to do, I bet. Dude, why would you say anything? You should have taken that kill. That's why you lose, your hubris. I like how this dude's reaction is like, I'm just gonna kind of run away a bit. She's monologuing. Levi, she's monologuing.
Ooh, looked like it hurt.
Oh, I probably did. It's brutal. That's one thing, I've said this about the Avengers as well, but the Justice League is this way. Maybe more superhero teams that I can't think of, but they're not afraid to just straight up kill. You know what I mean? Like with Batman and stuff, and Spider-Man is a little more hesitant too. But like some of these people, like Tony Stark, for instance, he'll kill people. He won't care. And like Diana here, she's like, I'll kill him. Like, it's not even a question. She's like, yep, dead. And she's so happy. She's like, I've destroyed all of war. All war is gone.
How did
like
she
she's
not
vindicated in that moment.
stop World War II then?
Because Ares is not dead.
I suppose we'll have to see what happens. Interesting time to move to 1984, though.
Yeah, I don't know what the jump is for. I know the 80s are kind of hot, or they have been for the past few years, and maybe there's a famous comic line that's in the 80s.
Which Thor, Love and Thunder have a very, like, 80s, like, theme to the...
Or, like, Ragnarok, yeah.
Like, why does that... I don't even know why their logo is very like that, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just like the new style for Thor, and that's the reason. I'm interested to see what Love and Thunder is. But yeah, Ragnarok felt very synth and 80s. I don't know if that was a mandate. I like it because he's trying to understand what she's like kind of saying and what her point of view is with all this stuff with Ares. But he makes such a great point there and trying to teach her a little bit. I think this movie, more than most superhero films too, is about like ideals and bigger concepts than just like right and wrong, good and evil. I think it's going for something a little more interesting than that, and I appreciate it. Also, I like how she managed to get in here and kill like the high command of this area, and no one's noticed yet. Like they didn't have a chance to do the security, so it's kind of great they can have this conversation. Like she just killed everybody there.
She just beat the final boss, and
yeah, yeah. All the underlings are completely oblivious to it. Yeah, those guys are probably dead, right?
Yeah. Well, unless they all go through the same portal, or however they do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna... Yeah. I'm so curious to see how they bring Steve Trevor back. Also, her costume looks great, too.
I forgot about this. He's Ares?
It's the reveal. Remus Lupin. Why?
I don't remember this twist at all.
Yeah. That's why it gets a little weird for me, because there's like two minor villains and a major villain, but one of the minor villains you think is the major villain. You know?
Where's her sword? Ruh-roh, Raggy.
It's still stuck in that guy upstairs. Just we're all wearing gas masks. You know, it's these bombs. They're full of gas. Gotta wear the masks. And grabs her sword, comes back. She's like, oh yeah, I got this. They also make Ares much more of a trickster in this one.
Yeah.
You know? Usually Ares is very straightforward as a character.
They made him very Loki.
Dude, for sure. Well put. See, kind of Thor and Loki right here. She should have just attacked him immediately. Just right through the window.
Oh.
I like that she has this kind of like little saying that she has to say before she stabs him, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised that he destroyed that so easily.
Yeah, it's not the God Killer. Why would you tell her that?
Oh,
I forgot. I guess technically she is the
god. She's the God Killer, not the sword.
Yeah. Yeah, this fight gets a little kind of the classic DC. It's a big gray monster and fire here, but I don't know. I would take a movie, though, set in the DC universe that is about just the gods. I think that'd be interesting, you know? Like, see Ares fall and see some of the other inner workings. Oh yeah, he's got like lightning and stuff too, which is kind of weird. I like that Ares has always had that mustache too, even when he was a god. I also really like the fact that like Ares, to make war happen, he just kind of influences people from the shadows like that. Like he just has like whispers an idea.
I like that too.
I just don't like that he has lightning.
Yeah, that's odd.
Don't do it, Diana. Has there ever been a movie where a villain has tried to, or an antagonist has tried to sway the protagonist, and the protagonist has been like, yep, sure, sounds good. You know, like maybe Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Might be the only one.
Here we go.
I'd be terrified to work with any type of weapon, let alone a bunch of like gas canisters. Like just one of these has to go off. We'll have problems. Also, his powers, he's got a lot of them. He's got like telekinesis and like metal manipulation, maybe. Like I don't know. He's and lightning. I have no idea.
He's a
and he's got the
he's a
wind
good villain.
too.
I like it.
I think the only problem with a surprise villain like this is at the end there, he had to talk a lot.
Screen time,
you know? Yeah, he's not as naturally built up. He just kind of shows up. He's like, here are all my motivations.
But they
and you're
picked a
like,
good
oh,
actor
okay.
for it, though. He can definitely carry it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's why a lot of his stuff isn't like physical. He's a lot of just standing and floating and, you know, a little bit older. Take a shot at
Oof.
him. Snipe him. I also wonder, too, if like Patty Jenkins wanted to make this big fight scene at the end, because this movie has not been this the whole time,
Yeah.
right? To this extent? I'm not sure.
Well, I think they had to have like a big
Not that it's
climax.
bad. Sure, yeah, it would be kind of stupid if she just killed like she did with that other guy, and it was like, it's done. Gotta make the sacrifice play. Quite like Steve Rogers. All he's missing is asking Wonder Woman to dance with him in the future. You know what I mean? I love that Diana's defense there was to throw a bomb. Like, that's pretty great. She's just like, I'll stop these with another thing. I like that she loses her hearing here for a little bit. It's like she's shell-shocked. You gotta put this thing in the water, Steve Trevor.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I think that's kind of a bummer. His name is Steve, you know?
I'm telling you, man. Steve's going in the plains. You know?
Yeah, I don't know about that helmet.
Yeah, I know. It's a little weird. Like, he kind of draws it out. Yeah, right?
Waiting for that guitar part to come. Go, Power Ranger.
Oh, and you can still kind of see the mustache a little bit, too. It's kind of strange. I think his power set is cool. It's just like, I don't know what he can't do, right? Like, that's kind of my issue with him. I'm like, you can almost do anything, it seems like.
Yeah, he's got lightning, super strength, speed,
flight. He's packing. He's a powerhouse, you know? Already better than Steppenwolf, as far as powers go. The ending of this movie is so all over the place. There's so much going on. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just like, what? Ooh. I like her using the lasso as a defense mechanism, though.
That was pretty badass.
That's pretty cool. I guess maybe it's not metal, it's more just that telekinesis. Good power, man. Telekinesis is a great power. Do you think anybody in this fight, like, who are just shooting with guns right now, would have noticed that other fight and been like, guys, we should stop for a second? Because I think
there's bigger fish to
something's
fry.
going on over here. Yeah, I think 2 people are flying over there. It's pretty amazing. He didn't get his last kiss or anything, but it's okay, because we know he's coming back.
Yeah, I don't remember how my only fear with this.
We don't know how he survives it. Like, what if you did this and you weren't smart about it, and then it just went all over like another city?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I feel like he really wanted to be Captain America. And I'm not saying that, like, he did or didn't. I just, like, my own headcanon, I'm like, eh. And I also like this because it, like, gives her something to push past her limits and feel emotion that she hasn't felt before. You know, where she just starts flying around and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Even Ares is like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I'm not digging his outfit.
Yeah. I think the problem is that it's all CG. I think if it were practical, it would probably look really cool.
That's kind of what happened with, like, the Steppenwolf or whatever his name is. He looked pretty dumb too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said before, DC's got kind of this history of doing these big gray villains.
How do you feel about the Zack Snyder's cut coming out?
I don't know, man. I'm, like, interested to watch it.
It's like 4 hours.
You know? Yeah, they're going to do it over, like, 4 different weeks, so, which is smart. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's better or not, you know? It'd be so great if Diana just said, like, I can't hear anything you're saying. My ears are still ringing. It's weird, because, like, we all know that Diana wouldn't do this. Like, she's angry right now, but... It's Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader right here, man. I like how she's kind of running back through this right now. She finally hears it all. I don't know why they didn't do a final kiss. Maybe they felt like that would have been too on the nose, but... Right? I don't know.
Lies! This is looking a little Final Fantasy now.
Yeah, dude. Nomura, were you a part of this? No. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how she, like, starts deflecting those. But yeah, again, we were talking about the van braces earlier on. Now it's like a bigger effect.
So he looks cool like this without that helmet on.
Oh, you like the without the helmet better, huh? Yeah, I guess. It's just weird to have him throw lightning spears. I just feel like that's such a Zeus thing, you know?
Well, he is a god.
Just turns into just such like a crazy guy here.
Or is he good?
It depends on which mythos you're into. I think Zeus is good in this one, but we don't know. I'm also not always a huge fan of when they mix like gods with superheroes, like in Marvel. But for some reason in DC, I'm more okay with it because I think they're all just overpowered anyway.
Goodbye, brother.
You know? Yeah, I think so because they are technically.
Is his sister?
Well, they're like related because they're gods. Dude, she used Unibeam. Good move. He's like, oh man, I shouldn't have attacked the person who can repulse things. It was bad idea.
He used Thundaga.
So we're not sure yet if she can like fully fly. Like she can jump really high and kind of almost float.
No, that's why she's got the invisible jet. Know. She can't fly.
Exactly. And like in 1984, we see her like kind of lassoing lightning bolts and stuff. So I don't know.
Does she have the invisible jet?
Not that we've seen, but maybe in 1984
she didn't have it in Justice League. That's kind of weird.
I don't think so. Well, also, I think it's such a hard sell for most people. Like, I could see her getting it as a piece of technology, like a cloaking jet, you know? But
well, he could have shot it and jumped out the plane, parachuted.
Maybe, yeah. Or portaled out or something. I don't know. We'll see. I was going to say, I feel like she's got such a good chemistry with Chris Pine, but I also thought she had a decent chemistry with Ben Affleck. They just never moved forward with any of that stuff, which is too bad.
Well, so is Ben Affleck in it still?
Maybe. He was going to show back up in Flash.
Oh, that's right,
Flashpoint.
And there was, and George Clooney was going to be there too, right?
Oh, was George Clooney going to be there?
Oh, no, Michael Keaton. I'm sorry.
Michael Keaton, yeah. See, like, right there, like, they stopped war, right? It seemed like everybody around them, they're, like, hugging their enemies, like, but I don't think she stopped war forever. Like, it's already planted. Oh, I meant, like, she killed Ares, and that's why all the guys were hugging each other, you know? Like, the influence of Ares is gone, but also that's not the case.
Poor Steve.
The issue, too, is that you can't bring any of these people forward, really, except for Steve.
Yeah.
You know, like in the next movie. I like these people. I don't know if his picture would be posted up there, because he was a spy, right? They would, like, hide that picture. Don't tell anybody who he was. No, it's good. It gives her an emotional connection to this world and to these people, which is a smart thing. And she's like, I will forever live alone. I wonder if she ever, like, dated anymore after that until 1984. If she was just like, every guy who came on to her, she was like, nope, not interested, man.
Yeah, so 1984 is before Justice League then, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why they chose that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, probably because they're not ready to, like, move forward with her character yet.
Another thing they talked about too in this one is like she's super cynical in Batman vs Superman and all this other stuff, but in this movie she's very hopeful.
Is she?
So they kind of like changed it.
Is she the only person to have a sequel?
Well, technically, Man of Steel's sequel is like Batman vs Superman.
Oh, and that's the only like Batman movie, isn't it?
Well, and he's in Justice League. Yeah, they didn't do like a Ben Affleck standalone Batman movie.
Yeah, DC's just all over the place, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think Suicide Squad really
in the distance
messed that up for them.
Yeah, maybe. Dude, I like this movie.
I do too.
I think it's still good. Like 3 years later, I think it. I don't know if it's one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, but out of the DC stuff,
it's up there.
It might be. It might be my favorite. I just think everything about it is good, and like we said, some of the CG's not as good. Maybe it doesn't hold up. Maybe they didn't have as much money for it, and maybe the villain, like I said too, wasn't perfect. But I just really like the characterization of Diana. I like her relationship with Steve Trevor and the rest of his crew. I don't know, man. I think it's a strong movie.
Is there an?
Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
To it?
I don't remember. I don't think DC was doing a lot of that because Marvel kind of did it. I don't know if there's like a tease after this. It's not like Steve Trevor laying somewhere. But yeah, I really do. Out of the standalone movies, I think
I think it really holds up. I'm glad that it was such a success.
And again, I still think it's the reason they're still making these. Yeah, oh, for sure. I'm glad it was too, because I think for a long time, people thought that no one would go see a movie with a female-led superhero, but that's definitely not the case. And yeah, I just really like this. I like Gal Gadot. She's good. Patty Jenkins, you're good. Everybody who worked on this. Good job. Great job. But yeah, well, Levi, thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you had a good time watching this.
I hope,
and like you were saying earlier,
go ahead.
Like Justice League. Like, I don't know if you want to see Justice League. Let's talk about that. Or Batman vs Superman or Man of Steel or any of those. I want to know like what people think. Like, which of those would you be the most interested in watching again?
I could watch Justice League again. I don't know if I'd want to watch Man of Steel again just because it's kind of a slog. But
fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I want to go back to it eventually, but I like Zod a lot. So he's probably my favorite DC villain so far. Not that he's got a lot to contend with. Anyway, sorry, what were you going to say now? Before
I hope you guys enjoyed listening and watching along with us if you do.
Yes. And if you would like to tweet at us about, like, if you got this far, what should our hashtag be, Levi, so they can tell us that they got this far?
Hashtag, I don't know. Put me on the spot here. I'm not creative.
Hashtag Lasso of Truth.
I was thinking that too, yeah. Hashtag Lasso of Truth. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. And I am at JimmyGids013. If you want to find Levi on Twitter, where can they find you?
I'm at Levi Fletcher.
Perfect. And if you guys want to support us, consider subscribing to the channel or checking out our Patreon or Twitch or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Levi, appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care of my Legionnaires. And remember, until next time, to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye.